actual real season. But does practice makes perfect? The more time you're out there on the diamond, seeing other competition, do you feel like that's kind of, iron sharpens iron, and you're going to get better for the actual real season coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, I think definitely. As a team, just being out there together and building chemistry on and off the field, that's huge for us. And last year, all of our practices we were super sharp. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. Our pitchers were working hard. Our infielders were working hard. Everything was just so smooth. And this year, all of our practices have been going pretty smooth. So I think it's definitely going to sharpen us for this year.
And Grant, obviously, I think it was it Paloma Valley last night, I think, and you got someone else. I think in fact, you hit a bomb, didn't you, to straightaway center field in that game? So, getting those preseason hacks in, you're just going to hit the ground running, right, on Saturday.
Yeah, no, definitely. We had a boatload of preseason games. We like to try to play 2 a week if we can. So I think definitely those preseason games will definitely help us roll right into season.
Guys, let me ask you, Coach Parcells, this is his final year, man. He's an OG. He's a stud in these parts. What would it mean for you guys to help Coach Parcells maybe win a league title, make a CIF title run in his final year at the helm? Cam, I'll go to you first, and then Grant, you can answer the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very historic day. His last day coaching. He's been coaching for, I think, 40 years. And, last year when we won league, that was cool for him because he hadn't won league since, I think, 2015. But this year we have the team to definitely win him a ring. And I definitely think it's going to be an emotional one. He's such a respectful man. A lot of people care about him and, respect him as a person. Definitely for me and Grant, we're 4-year varsity players. We've been there for the last 4 years, and being there for the last 4 years of his baseball coaching career, that means a lot to us, not only us but the rest of our team. And I think it's definitely going to be emotional once we win it all.
How about for you too, Grant? Your feelings on Coach Parcells' final year?
Cam said it all. We've been there for all 4 years now. I think we had the team last year to do it, and I think we had the team even our freshman year to do it if we didn't get canceled due to COVID. But like Cam said, Par's been there 39 years, 40 years now. I think it'd be cool to get him his first ring.
Do you feel like, and I know this is a sports cliche, unfinished business, like looking back at last year and the amount of talent you guys had, and you got a lot of talent coming back. Do you feel like this year, though, coming in, maybe a little bit of a chip on your shoulder to say, hey, we've got something to prove this year, especially for you guys as seniors?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Lakewood, they beat us at their place. I feel like, truthfully, they just caught us on a bad day. We were rolling through the whole season. I think we only had 5 or 6 losses. And, that really proved something because our sophomore year, we didn't do so hot. And we went straight into junior year super high. And, unfortunately, Lakewood just caught us at the wrong time. But, this year, hopefully, we're not gonna stop. We're just gonna keep going.
Grant, let me ask you, the other night you guys were at Dodger Stadium for the area code games. Can you kind of explain for the viewers out there, what are the area code games and what was this tournament, these games taking place at Dodger Stadium for?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was my first time there. Cameron's been there a couple other times, but it was basically the top 50 guys from the Western region that all came together at Dodger Stadium, and then we were grouped up into 2 teams. One was the Brewers and one was the Dodgers, and then we played a 12-inning game at Dodger Stadium, starting at 12 and finishing around 5. So it was cool to see all those arms. We were seeing anywhere from 88 to all the way up to 96. So it was definitely cool seeing that pitching. So it'll definitely help us roll right into season.
And what do you think of that experience, Cam? Just being in Dodger Stadium, all the great players obviously who have walked on that field and played baseball. Was it a pretty cool event?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I did it last year with a couple of first-rounders, second-rounders, and, this year being with my boy Grant and a couple of the other dudes that I'm super close with, like Batanti and Caraway. It was awesome. Everybody, it's just a brotherhood of area codes. I've been on the area code squad for, I think, 4 years now. And, becoming close with scouts and just seeing all the scouting directors, it's unreal. Like, it's a dream come true, especially playing. I'm a Dodgers fan. I think Grant's an Angels fan. But, playing at a stadium like that, like, it's like when I was a little kid, I've always dreamt of things like that. So it was awesome.
Yeah, all the amazing players and amazing games that have taken place in that stadium. It is pretty cool. Cam, I got to ask you, so last year, I think it was a county clash game at the 66ers, and you hit a bomb, and you come off, you round the diamond, you come off, and you put on the cowboy hat. Now, obviously, when I think Norco, I think Cowboys anyways. But where did the cowboy hat come from? Are you guys going to do something similar this year if you hit a home run and come back to the dugout?
The cowboy hat, I mean, it's kind of so on the hat. There's a headband that says "Who's your daddy?" And so that comes from our coach Rose. He plays cornhole, and his nickname is Daddy. Everybody calls him Daddy. And so he had that headband. We tied it to the hat. Obviously, we're Norco, so there's cowboys over here. There's horses and stuff. And so I feel like it just fit perfectly. And putting on that hat, it was a little small on my head. It fell off, but I mean, I feel like it just fits us. And this year we got a pretty cool celebration. But some people are just gonna have to come out and see it in person. It's even cooler in person.
Now, do you guys have a signature move? Like, let's say you hit a double, you end up on second base. Is it like pull the pin out of the grenade and throw it? Is it like a bow and arrow? Like, do you guys have a signature move when you get on board?
Our double cell is the cornhole toss. So that's what we've had for the last. I mean, I think we started in fall, and then we've carried it all the way through. So we toss it, and then we have a little chant that goes with it. It's. And then I don't think we have a triple celly yet, so we'll have to figure out what that one is. But our home run celly is the Cristiano Ronaldo at home plate. So so we'll have that one go on a couple times this year.
Man, you guys have too much fun at Norco. That's awesome, man. And finally, guys, you're both UCLA commits. I mean, you've been 4-year starters at Norco. Aren't you going to get sick of each other when you go to UCLA? That's a long time to be around each other. Grant, I know you're a football and baseball guy, but, are you excited to get to UCLA and you'll be with Cam on the baseball diamond again? Yeah,
no, definitely. Even when we're playing during football season, I'm pretty sure I'll probably go out there to a couple of things and try to just get some swings in, so I don't lose anything. But I feel like it's fine. Me and Cam work perfectly together. So I feel like it'll be fun for the next 4 years after this.
And same thing for you, Cam. Obviously, you get to play baseball with him at UCLA, but who knows? The MLB draft might be, knocking this summer for both of you guys. I mean, have you thought about what that decision might look like if you're like, man, I don't know, maybe I'm getting drafted pretty high. That's a pretty big chunk of money. Or are you like, hey, I'm a UCLA Bruin. I can't wait to get there?
I mean, I've had my commitment to UCLA since I was, before freshman year started. So it's definitely going to be a hard decision going into it. At the end of the day, it comes down to me and my family. Whatever my family says goes. I have a big family, so yeah, that's just how it's going to go for me. But I think going into UCLA and having Grant right by my side, it's going to be awesome. We're pretty opposite, so I think that's why we work so well together. And together as a team, we're just gonna keep going. The sky's the limit for us.
All right, hold on, Cam. Back that up real quick. You guys are opposite. I got to follow up on that. So how are you opposite? Is it like clean and neat, shy and outgoing? Like, how are you guys opposites?
I feel like it's kind of like good cop, bad cop in a way. Like Grant will speak his mind. He'll speak the truth, and I kind of go to Grant. I'm like, hey, you should say this. It's kind of one of those things. Yeah.
Is that true, Grant? Is that how it plays out? Like you're like, hey, you know what? I don't have a filter. I'll say what he wants to say out loud.
Yeah, no, definitely true. There's some times where he'll have me get on a certain someone because he doesn't want to. So he'll come over to me and tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, like, get on this guy. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely how it goes.
That's amazing. Grant, Cameron, you guys are studs. Really appreciate you taking time to join us here on the Inland Sports Show. Good luck this season beginning Saturday at the PBR tournament, guys. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Grant Gray, Cameron Kim from the Norco High School baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show. That'll take us into our next commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Beaumont boys basketball coach Jon Florence, who won the CBL title, and his daughter Isabella, one of the star players on the girls team, who also won a CBL title. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. Competition is a vital part of athletic development. Not just learning how to compete, but how to compete to win. It's a skill that needs to be practiced habitually in the off season. See, it's not just about getting stronger, it's not just about getting faster, it's about drive. What pushes an athlete to give their best every single rep? Never just train to compete. Boostman.
Has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards, and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the city of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So, if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
CBU basketball is the most exciting sports experience in the Inland Empire and the best value in Southern California. See every dunk, every magic play, and every win. Inside the beautiful CBU Event Center, Southern California's newest NCAA Division I arena.
Gonna stay at 25 right now. 71-69, CBU. Jones inside, draws the foul, and the circus shot is good. Are you serious? Jones got the basket. It got out of control, but check out the shot by Jones. Like a shot put, heaves it up, got the basket and the foul. Yeah, that was CBU men's basketball. Tough loss against Southern Utah. In fact, a couple tough losses in a row. And if you're watching us live right now, they're on the road at Utah Valley tonight, and Orem is a tough place to play. So we'll see if the Lancers can get a big road win against the Wolverines in men's hoops. Now let's talk some basketball in the Citrus Belt League. The Beaumont boys won the CBL title this year, and the Beaumont girls also won the CBL title, actually back-to-back seasons for the Beaumont girls basketball team. Joining us right now, the head coach for the Beaumont boys basketball team, Jon Florence, and his daughter, Isabella, who was a key player on the Beaumont girls team that also won league. Let's talk to Jon, Coach Florence, and his daughter, Isabella.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. They are a couple league champions from out of the Citrus Belt League. We got Beaumont boys basketball coach Jon Florence and his daughter Isabella, who is a champion on the girls' side, as Beaumont won both boys and girls in the CBL this year. And Coach, let me start with you, man. The CBL's got some good basketball teams, some good players. For you guys to win a CBL crown, I think that speaks volumes of where the program is at. I know Beaumont's always been good, but to win a CBL title, I mean, that means something. What does that say to you?
Yeah, definitely. The kids have been asking because it's their first league title. And I think we got 3 in the Mountain Pass League, but this is definitely a step up. You know, CBL has always been revered as a pretty high reputation for basketball and a lot of other sports. You know, we came in during the quarantine and didn't have a lot of success, so that was tough. And last couple of years, we've just kind of been sticking with it. This year, the guys have really bought into the defensive side and the team side, and I think that's what kind of helped us. You know, but yeah, definitely speaking to what you're saying, the CBL is, you know, in my opinion, I think it has a lot more weight than our previous league, and So we're excited to be able to be competitive and hopefully continue to do so for the next few years.
Well, before we get to Isabella and talk about the girls basketball team also winning league and actually going back-to-back in the CBL, you mentioned the former league. You're going to see an old foe in San Jacinto in the first round of the CIF Southern Section playoffs. I don't know if the CIF office, by design, they try to get some of these intriguing matchups for some of these schools, maybe to sell more tickets. But what do you think about that matchup with the Tigers in the first round?
We think that we can compete with anybody. Definitely feel like if we play the way that we know how to, we like any of the matchups. But yeah, it's always interesting how it works out in the beginning. We always seem to get somebody that either you played before or something that's close in proximity. And I kind of had an idea that it would be one or two teams that I kind of had a good feeling, but. I think if we really play the way we know how to play, I think we can make a good run this year for sure.
Hey, Coach, what was it about your team this season that, I know you guys were in some low-scoring battles. I mean, what do you think was unique about this year's team that you guys were able to, fight your way through a couple games and show, real perseverance to pull out some of these wins in league action?
Yeah, our leading scorer gets 11 points a game, but we've had a lot of games where we'll have everybody score or 5 guys in double digits or things where I think the natural way of play just happens and it starts on the defensive end. It starts with all movement for us and just having that team philosophy. I don't really feel like the guys, have that feeling of I need to score, I need to be hero. When we're playing the way we know how to play, we usually get 20 assists or whatever. When we're struggling, we get 6 assists and we're trying to do too much individually. So definitely been some guys we have a lot of athleticism. We're not really that big, but we play pretty fast, and we tend to take away the other team's best offense and make them do what we want them to do, and that's what leads to 13 to 20 at halftime sometimes or whatever. And I know it's not as fun. And I know that sometimes, parents and fans and stuff, they want to see the exciting stuff. And we have that too, but we also know that if those things are not going, we want to be able to always be competitive. And when I played at Cal State for Larry Reynolds, it was always defensive minded. And I just kind of stuck with that. And we saw great success in those years. Even if we didn't make a shot, it seemed like, and then other teams try to play high up tempo and lose. So, I don't know. We're all about team winning and the team success and just continuing to go as long as we can. And as long as the whole group buys in, right, they keep saying all year, they kept saying, all in. That was their mantra, right, was just all in. And how do we figure that out both on the offensive side, defensive side, in the classroom, all of those things. So that explains kind of why the low scores, I think.
Coach, I'll say this. Regardless of the sport, basketball, football, baseball, defense wins championships. That's what it boils down to. If you can play defense, you're going to win a lot of games. And I'm the guy that loves the 1-0 pitchers duel, the 13-10 football game. So I like your style of basketball. Let me go to Isabella now. Isabella, you guys go back-to-back CBL champions. I was there the other night when you guys beat Cajon on your home floor. I think it was like tied at 27 going to the fourth quarter, and you guys got on a roll. It's like an 8-0 run. You guys got it going. What was it about the fourth quarter? What kind of got you guys dialed in? Sorry, my dog's going nuts in the background. But what got you guys dialed in that you guys just really focused down the stretch when it mattered the most?
I think our team is always like that. In the third and fourth quarters when we tend to push the most because we can really see, we really keep our eye on the prize in the fourth quarter. And I think our coaches help out with that too, especially in the fourth quarter of that game. They gave us a pep talk going into it. Playing defense the way we were playing defense, and everything just ended up working out in the end.
I'm sorry, was that the goal going into the season? You guys won the CBL last year, and there's some good teams, Cajon, Ukai, but there's some good basketball teams in the CBL. But coming back this year, to go back-to-back in the CBL, and I think you guys went 10-0. Was it 10-0 last year, and then also 10-0 this year?
Last season we went 10-0, and then this season we went 9-0.
Oh, wait, hold on. Who was the one lost to?
We lost to Ukaipa last Thursday.
Isabella, what happened?
I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot of things mixed into one, but.
Can you guys use that as maybe a learning experience now as you get ready for a playoff run?
Oh yeah, definitely. Today we were watching film before practice on what we can do better, how to move the ball better, how to look for the open people more. In that game, it really just came down to how we moved the ball, how we played defense, who we left open. So.
All right, Isabella, finally, how much basketball do you guys talk at home? Do you guys sit around the dinner table and in between bites of spaghetti, you're talking about drawing up plays and playing defense? I mean, how much basketball is at home, or do you guys try to keep it at Beaumont, keep it on the court?
I mean, we kind of talk about all kinds of things. We talk about volleyball and basketball because I play volleyball and basketball, and so do my sisters. But when we do talk basketball, how I think I played in the game, what I think I could have done better, how we played as a team, and just kind of reflecting on what everyone can do better. And then when he comes home from his games, I like hearing about how they did and how they played and who was their top scorer and stuff. So.
Well, Coach, as a girl dad, how much fun is it to, have your daughter at school, playing sports, doing well, winning league titles? Is it just a good time right now?
Yeah, we actually have 2 at school right now. We have a freshman who's on the JV team and plays volleyball, and then we have an 8th grader. So next year it'll be all 5 of us at the same school. My wife also teaches at the school. So it's awesome. It's cool to watch them play sports. It's cooler to have teachers, tell you how awesome your kids are and how great they do in the classroom, or how helpful they are, or just what great people they are. Because, when you're an early parent, I don't know, I guess you don't see down the road, and most people don't get this experience, right? They don't get to be on the campus with their kids in the hardest time of their life, kind of, that transitional period. It's great. My middle daughter right now is in my first period class, and it's fun, at times it's awkward, I think, for her more than it is for me. But it's cool because I spend a lot of time with them, and the hardest part has probably been that basketball season is split, and so we're trying to figure out next year, senior night, how that works. If I'm away for their senior night, how does that work? So those things are probably the hardest things, but I think the kids actually like that I'm not at their basketball games, because I think I bring a little anxiety for them, even though I don't say anything. It's just the feeling like you need to perform. For volleyball, it's totally different, right? But basketball is like my thing, and so it's been great. The network has really helped because I can watch all their games when I can, and or they're texting me about her game and stuff like the parents and stuff will text and keep me posted. So we have great kids. We've been blessed. Everything. I can't complain. We just have a great situation. It's very unique. We just finished building a house. We're 5 minutes away from the school, so we're always in an area we can go back and forth and spend time together. So.
Well, Coach, let's end it with this, because I'm assuming you're a movie buff, and there's like a lot of movies behind you. If you were going to unwind and you pick out your favorite movie, I'm assuming those are DVDs or Blu-rays. What are you popping in to your favorite all-time movie you got behind you?
Ooh, all-time movie.
If you had to pick one right now, what might your go-to right now?
Man, I love the original Point Break. That movie is like my favorite. That movie is one of my favorite movies. I would say actually one of my favorite movies that I will watch every time it's on TV is The Last Samurai. I love that movie with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. That is a great movie, and I always judge movies based on like what movie I would want to watch if it was on, even if I've seen it 100 times. Yeah. Because there's other movies that I really like, but I will only watch them one time, and I don't really care if I see them again. But we love watching Marvel movies. We love watching Star Wars. We just love doing all those things. So definitely movie people in our family for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars and Marvel nerd myself. So, and I think one of my kids is kind of into it. The other one's she'll watch it if we're watching it, but that's about it. But
this is my Harry Potter and she's my kid, and so it is funny. It is funny how your kids all end up different. You know, each one's a little unique in their own way. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, congratulations to you on the CBL title. Isabella, congratulations to you as well. Back-to-back CBL champions for the girls team as well. And best of luck to both of you in the playoffs coming up.
Appreciate it, Pat. Thank you for the call.
You got it. That's Jon Florence and Isabella Florence here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
They were awesome. In fact, Beaumont boys basketball, if you're watching us live right now, just taking the court against San Jacinto in the first round of the playoffs. Let's see. When we come back here, actually, you know what? Let's do our Big Boost Play of the Week. Sorry, our Big Boost Play of the Week coming from the hardwood basketball action at Marietta Mesa. It's called the Silent Seven. So all the home fans at Marietta Mesa, they are silent until the Rams score their 7th point of the game. And when they score their 7th point, they go nuts. They go bonkers, and they storm the floor. Look at it. It's awesome. Marietta Mesa won this game against Temecula Valley. They beat Chaparral, Marietta Valley, and Temecula Valley in a row to reach the playoffs. The Rams are actually on the road tonight, taking on Valley Torah in the 3A playoffs. But that was our Big Boost Play of the Week. It's pretty cool, the Silent Seven. So completely silent. You can see everyone's kind of dressed up as well. And then they stormed the floor, and they won the game, and it helped them get to the playoffs, which was very big. Again, they had to beat Temecula Valley, Chaparral, and Marietta Valley to punch their ticket to the playoffs. All right, we're going to take one more commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to hear from a couple local football stars who signed their scholarships this past week. We'll be right back.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez. What up, y'all? It's your boy Boost Man, and I'm back with a quick 2 cent. To all you parents, kids need well-ran programs in order to get the most out of their athletic development. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't send your kid to a school that's disorganized with canceled classes, unknown schedules, or any other type of inconsistency. So why would you choose that for your child's athletic development? The organization that you choose for your child's athletic development should meet the same standards as your child's academic development. Your boy, Boost Man.
San Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards, and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the city of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
right, so we did have the Pro Bowl this past weekend, the Pro Bowl festivities, and the big takeaway for me, Patrick, was it was in Las Vegas, the home of the Raiders, and Derek Carr showed up. Man, he competed, he played, he did the whole 7-on-7 thing, he did the skills challenge. He showed up. Credit to Derek Carr. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I'm a Derek Carr fan, man. Good for him. And maybe this is unpopular, but I think the Western Conference is watered down this year, even with my Sacramento Kings. And I'm a huge Kings fan. I love my Kings, but I think it's watered down. So with Kyrie Irving joining Luka, all of a sudden, man, you got to put some respect on Dallas. Dallas might be making a run out of the Western Conference now. That one player can change the complexion of the Western Conference.
Inland Sports on KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning with my boy Patrick in the morning. All right, and finally here on the Inland Sports Show, we're taking a look back on National Signing Day. We had a couple local football stars signing scholarship. In fact, we had a bunch, but specifically Jaquan Smith from Cajon High School, one of the top recruits from our area. He chose the University of South Florida over Utah and Washington. Those were his three finalists, but Jaquan, if you know him, his nickname is Florida because he's from Florida, so it's kind of a homecoming for him to go play for Division I, the University of South Florida. At Cajon, he did everything. He was a receiver, he ran the football, he returned kicks. So at South Florida, he's going to play football and run track, and he's kind of dialed in as one of the slot receivers for the University of South Florida, although he says he's not afraid to run the football. Check it out.
Is that exciting for you? Because this is a team that, like you said, could be explosive. They could put a lot of points on the board. You could, get your name out there on the national stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, don't get me wrong. I did my job at running back, but I grew out of that because I grew up when I grew up, I was originally a running back mainly because I couldn't even catch the football. But once I came out here, I kind of hands got bigger. I worked a lot more on eye-hand coordination, so I ended up switching the slot. But I got put back to running back and was rotating. But they specifically want me at slot, and I really love them for that because they know I am tired of running the ball. Don't get me wrong. They throw me back down. I'm gonna tote that rock now. Don't get confused. I'm going to do the job.
No, I saw you do the job this year at Cajon. I know you could do it.
All right, that was Jaquan Smith. We have a longer interview with Jaquan right now this week on Sports Weekly on IEMG. And next week, we'll have an interview with Dre Robles, the quarterback for Aquinas. He will be at the University of Redlands next season. Dre saying playing football at Aquinas will prepare you to be a college football player or a Navy SEAL. Check it out.
You can do whatever you put your mind to do. The mind is something very powerful. I'm not the tallest, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, but they built a work ethic in me that I could get any job done. And I'm very thankful for that. They were very tough, and they built men. They build men. And Coach Bruce, he always said how he wanted to build Navy SEALs, and I think that kind of gives you an idea of how intense the training is and how demanding everything is at Aquinas.
That's awesome. Coach Brusing, he's the best.
Yeah, congrats to Dre and his family. Again, the complete interview with Dre, we talked for about 12 minutes or so in all next week on Sports Weekly. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. A big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes. I am your host, Pep Fernandez. We'll do it all over again next week as we get to see the second, probably the quarterfinals of the CIF Southern Section playoffs for our winter teams. Stay safe out there. God bless you, and we will see you next time.